You are drinking it right now, or you were yesterday, or you'll pick one up tomorrow without even thinking about it. Coca-Cola. One red can. One familiar fizz. One sip and somehow it feels like home. But here's what most people don't know. The drink in that can. It was born out of desperation, addiction, and an accidental discovery in a man's backyard. It once contained actual cocaine. It survived wars, prohibition, and corporate sabotage. And today, over 1.8 billion servings are consumed every single day across the planet. This is not just the story of a soft drink. This is the story of how one pharmacist's pain became the world's most recognized product, and how it got there is far stranger than you think. The American Civil War had ended just 20 years earlier, but the wounds, physical and psychological, were still very much alive. And one man was carrying those wounds in the most literal way possible. His name was Dr. John Stith Pemberton. He was a pharmacist, a chemist, and a former Confederate soldier. During the Battle of Columbus in April 1865, just days before the war officially ended, Pemberton was slashed across the chest by a cavalry saber. The wound never fully healed, and to manage the chronic, relentless pain, he turned to morphine. By the 1880s, Dr. Pemberton was addicted, and he knew it. So what does a pharmacist do when he's trying to cure his own addiction? He starts experimenting. He starts mixing. He starts searching for something, anything that could replace the morphine that was slowly destroying him. Now, at the time, there was a wildly popular drink in Europe called vin mariani, a French wine infused with coca leaf extract. People were absolutely obsessed with it. Popes endorsed it. Celebrities drank it. It was considered medicinal, sophisticated, and deeply fashionable. Pemberton noticed. He created his own version, Pemberton's French wine coca, a wine and coca leaf tonic that he sold as a nerve remedy. And it worked. People loved it. But then, politics intervened. In 1885, Fulton County, Georgia, voted to go dry. Prohibition. No alcohol. Pemberton had a problem. His best-selling product was literally a wine. He needed to reformulate fast. So Pemberton went back to his lab. He stripped out the wine. He kept the two most powerful ingredients, extract from the coca leaf, which, yes, contained cocaine, and extract from the African cola nut, which was loaded with caffeine. He sweetened the mixture with sugar, added oils and citric acid, and began testing combinations in a large brass kettle in his own backyard. What he was making, he called a brain tonic. Something to sharpen the mind, ease headaches, calm nerves, and cure, among other things, morphine addiction. He genuinely believed that. Then came the accident. When Pemberton took his new syrup to Jacob's pharmacy nearby for testing, one of the soda clerks mixed it not with plain water but with carbonated water, by mistake. Or possibly on purpose, history isn't entirely certain. But the result? People loved it. The fizz changed everything. That bubbly, bittersweet, strangely refreshing combination of syrup and carbonated water was something nobody had tasted before. The pharmacy declared it excellent. And on May 8, 1886, Coca-Cola was placed on sale at Jacob's Pharmacy for 5 cents a glass. On its very first day, it sold 9 drinks. 9. Now here's where Pemberton's bookkeeper enters the story, and honestly, this man deserves far more credit than he typically gets. His name was Frank Mason Robinson. And it was Frank who looked at the 2 core ingredients, coca leaf and cola nut, and came up with the name Coca-Cola. He said simply that the 2 C's would look well in advertising. Then Robinson took a pen and wrote the name in the flowing, elegant Spencerian cursive script that is still the Coca-Cola logo today. 140 years later, unchanged. Robinson also ran the first advertisement for the drink in the Atlanta Journal, calling it delicious and refreshing. Hand-painted signs began appearing on store awnings. Coupons for free samples were distributed, one of the earliest uses of couponing in American marketing history. And despite all that creativity, in its first year, Coca-Cola averaged just 9 drinks per day. Pemberton was losing money. He was sick. Stomach cancer was progressing. He was still addicted to morphine. And quietly, desperately, he began selling off pieces of his business. One partner at a time. One deal at a time. In 1888, just 2 years after creating the most commercially successful beverage in human history, Dr. John Stith Pemberton died. Broke, addicted, never knowing what he had truly made. The man who did know what Coca-Cola could be was a sharp Atlanta businessman named Asa Griggs Candler. By 1891, Candler had purchased the complete rights to Coca-Cola for approximately $2,300, a staggering bargain that would become one of the greatest business deals in history. He incorporated the Coca-Cola Company in 1892 and immediately did something Pemberton never had the energy or resources to do. He marketed it relentlessly. Candler sent salespeople to soda fountains across America with free samples of the syrup. He distributed thousands of promotional items, clocks, calendars, urns, fans, all bearing the Coca-Cola name. He used coupons aggressively. He put ads on streetcars, in newspapers, on every available surface. By the mid-1890s, Coca-Cola was available in every U.S. state. Then came the bottling deal. And this is where it gets both brilliant and baffling. In 1899, two entrepreneurs from Chattanooga, Tennessee, Benjamin Thomas and Joseph Whitehead, approached Candler with a proposal. Let us bottle Coca-Cola and sell it across the country. Candler, who was perfectly happy just selling syrup to soda fountains, agreed. He signed over the exclusive bottling rights to them for $1. $1. He never even collected it. Candler later admitted it was a catastrophic mistake. The bottling business exploded. Portable, affordable Coca-Cola in glass bottles meant it could go everywhere: grocery stores, homes, events, trains. The bottlers became millionaires. Candler watched it happen and could do almost nothing about it. Now we need to talk about the ingredient that nobody in modern marketing wants to mention. When Coca-Cola launched, it contained cocaine. Actual cocaine, approximately 9 milligrams per serving, derived from the coca leaf. This was legal. This was normal. Cocaine was widely used in medicines, tonics, and remedies in the late 19th century. Nobody thought twice about it. But by the early 1900s, attitudes were shifting. The Pure Food and Drug Act was looming. Public concern about cocaine addiction was growing. And Coca-Cola, with its name literally referencing coca, was under increasing scrutiny. By around 1903, cocaine was quietly removed from the formula. Caffeine stepped in as the primary stimulant. The company moved on, and the rebranding was so smooth that most consumers never even noticed. But here's the strange footnote. Coca-Cola still uses coca leaf extract today, processed to remove all cocaine for flavoring. The only facility in the United States legally authorized to import and process coca leaves is a plant in Maywood, New Jersey. The cocaine extracted in the process gets sold for pharmaceutical use. The leftover leaf material goes to Coke. So yes, in a way, there is still a direct line from the coca leaf to your can of Coke. Just without the cocaine. By 1923, a new president had taken the helm of the Coca-Cola Company, Robert Woodruff. And Woodruff had one vision: the entire world. He created the Coca-Cola Export Corporation. He pushed international expansion. By the time World War II broke out in 1939, Coca-Cola was already being bottled in 44 countries. And then the war gave Coca-Cola something no advertising campaign ever could: emotional legitimacy. In 1941, when the United States entered the war, Woodruff made a bold, personal promise. Every American soldier in uniform would be able to buy a bottle of Coca-Cola for 5 cents wherever they were in the world, whatever it cost the company. General Dwight D. Eisenhower himself sent a telegram from North Africa requesting 10 portable bottling factories and 6 million filled Coca-Cola bottles per month for the troops. Coca-Cola deployed 148 specially trained civilian employees nicknamed technical observers, dressed in military uniforms, operating alongside soldiers. setting up bottling plants in war zones from the Pacific Islands to the beaches of Europe. They were treated with officers' rank and pay. By the end of the war, Coca-Cola had established 64 bottling plants across the globe. Built for the war effort, but staying long after. Soldiers who had grown up drinking Coke came home. Locals in Europe and Asia who had watched American troops drink it were now curious. Within years, Coca-Cola had bottling operations in the Netherlands, Belgium, Italy, France, Egypt, Iran, Iceland, and beyond. There's even a story almost too strange to believe about Soviet Marshal Georgy Zhukov, who tasted Coca-Cola during the war and fell in love with it. But Stalin viewed Coke as a symbol of American imperialism. The solution? Coca-Cola created a special clear version of the drink with a white cap and a red star disguised as vodka. So Zhukov could enjoy his Coke without anyone suspecting a thing. We cannot talk about Coca-Cola's history without addressing the most famous trade secret in the world. The formula. Merchandise 7X. Asa Candler started the myth of secrecy in 1891 as a marketing strategy. He deliberately created an aura of mystery around the recipe, and that mythology has been carefully maintained ever since. Today, the formula is said to be known by only 2 senior Coca-Cola employees at any given time, never written down in full in one place, never shared in a meeting together to ensure both are never on the same flight. When one employee retires or dies, they must pass their knowledge to a chosen successor. The original written formula is reportedly stored in a custom vault at the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta, which you can actually visit. Here's the twist, though. Most experts agree the secret formula is, at this point, more of a marketing phenomenon than an actual trade secret. Even if someone cracked the exact recipe, they couldn't produce coca leaf extract legally, couldn't market it as Coca-Cola, and couldn't replicate the brand that 140 years of history have built. The mystery is the product, and Coca-Cola knows it.